Spring Training Today is brought to you by Waste Management's Bagster, dumpster in a bag.
Hello everybody and welcome to Spring Training Today on Boston.com. I'm Chris Gasper. Well, the Red Sox wrapped up the first phase of spring training here at the Player Development Complex. They held their final workout today, the final workout ever at this complex, as they'll move into a new facility next year here in Fort Myers. There was a brief workout as there's a charity golf tournament today. A little bit of news, Adrian Gonzalez took 45 swings hitting off the tee. He's ready to progress to flips. That will happen tomorrow. The team also making a progression to games. 105 tilt at City of Palms Park against Boston College. Someone who will be in the lineup for that game among the regulars, second baseman Dustin Pedroia. We all know Pedroia coming back from a foot injury. He'll be playing second base, starting and batting second. DeMarlo Hale, the bench coach, who was pinch hitting today for Terry Francona, who was not available to the media as he dealt with a personal matter, talked about Pedroia and said that Pedroia has the usual Dustin Pedroia swagger despite the injury.
I think the first thing that comes to mind, he's not hesitating. You know, I don't think his injury is in his head and you know, a thought like, you know, I don't feel good. And I think we have to be cautious with him as well, you know, because Petey kind of get full board, but I think he understands that, you know, it's about getting ready. He's still talking the same, so, you know, that's a good thing.
And I'm back here with Amalie Benjamin of the Boston Globe. You know, usually, Amalie, spring training games are pretty meaningless, but I think they're a little more meaningful this year for some of the Red Sox guys like Dustin Pedroia, who are coming off injuries. And I know DeMarlo Hale said he wanted to see how some of these guys react under game conditions.
I think the question is who is not coming off an injury right now, who doesn't need to come back and show us something. But absolutely, we are going to be very interested to see Jacoby Ellsbury, to see Dustin Pedroia, to see Adrian Gonzalez coming off his surgery, Mike Cameron. I mean, the list goes on and on of guys who need to show us something. How about Jed Lowry?
Yeah, that's a great point. Another guy, obviously, and I think that's why you see some of these regulars who are playing. I mean, against BC and against Northeastern. You know, against BC, you're going to have Scudero in the lineup. Euclid is going to be in the lineup. Ortiz in there. Obviously, Dustin Pedroia. Who particularly are you going to be focused on from a health standpoint in terms of seeing how they progress from their injury?
I think Dustin Pedroia is a big one. He is a huge key on this team, and you know, his game. He needs to be healthy to play his game. He plays an all-out style. His good defense. He needs to be able to move around. So he's certainly a key. But also another name you mentioned, David Ortiz, not coming off an injury, but interesting to see sort of how he's swinging.
And then obviously, you know, Josh Beckett is going to get the first start against Major League competition, which will be on Sunday against the Twins. Does this mean anything? I mean, again, you know, pitchers, spring training, I know they always say they're just trying to get their arms ready to go, but after the season he had last year, do you want to see some results in spring training from Beckett?
I think certainly the first spring training game is pretty meaningless. These guys are not in anywhere close to game shape. They're not throwing at their peak velocity. They're not really going all out at this point. But I do think that we would like to see something from him. I would like to see something from him by the end of spring training. I think you need to give these starters some time to get into game shape before you start to judge them.
Well, usually spring training games, you know, pretty meaningless, just sort of an appetizer, but there's a little bit more intrigue, I think, this year with the number of guys coming off injury or having something to prove for the Boston Red Sox. For all the latest news and notes on the Red Sox, keep it locked, keep it right here on Boston.com. We have you covered.